All right, we are going live here. First time ever seeing the suspect right now coming. Let's listen right here on Live Now from Fox.
I know you're wearing a facial mask, so speak as clearly as you can through your mask, so I can understand what you're saying. We have 2 cases on the docket today, you do, and in one case, your name is listed here on the docket as Cleotha Abston. In the second case, they have listed it as Cleotha Abston Henderson, which is correct legally. Which is correct? Abston hyphen Henderson? Sir? Henderson. Okay. And where does the Abston come in? Social Security. Then I'll address you that way. Mr. Abston, in your first case, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping and tampering with or fabricating evidence in a criminal case. Your bond was set by the Judicial Commissioner in that case in the amount of $500,000. In your second case, you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, theft of property with a value of $1,000 or less, identity theft, and fraudulent use or possession of a credit card. Your bond was set in that case in the amount of $10,000 by the Judicial Commissioner. You're presumed to be innocent of the charges. You have the right to have a lawyer to represent you on these charges. And that is why you were asked to fill out some information for me for each case in an affidavit, similar to this one you have two. One for each case. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm that the facts and the information that you are submitting in each of your affidavits concerning whether you can make bond and whether you can hire an attorney is true and correct information, sir? Put your hand down. In each of your affidavits for each case, you state that at this time you are not able to make bond, have no one to help you, and you're not able to afford a lawyer. Is that correct? Your affidavits will be filed here in each of your court jackets. And based upon your affidavits, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You'll be assigned a lawyer, appointed counsel, from the Office of the Shelby County Public Defender. I'm referring your cases today to the office and holding your cases over for a short continuance so they can assign a lawyer to represent you who will review your cases and the facts. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor. On behalf of the Shelby County Public Defender, I accept the appointment. The case will be my matter.
All right, you'll sign on both jackets. Miss Jennifer Case, can you step over here and sign the jackets for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I will also advise the court that I'm at this time filing a motion for restriction of extrajudicial statements as prosecution by law enforcement witnesses in the case.
You can file whatever motions you need to at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be asking the court for order.
Just to advise you, if you've spoken to Mr. Hagerman, I understand that there are additional charges that are forthcoming. How you want to handle this today?
I'd say a couple things, Your Honor. First, with regard to this motion, I think she said something to the effect of preparing an order. The state intends, as we always do, to comport with the ethical rules about what we can say and what we can't say. I don't understand a request for any sort of gag order at this time. This is literally the first court date.
I haven't seen it yet. There's nothing in the record right now. I haven't seen a written motion. If and when a written motion is filed, I will review it and rule on it. I understand. You'll have the opportunity to be heard.
Very good. The second thing, Your Honor, is yes, additional charges were filed this morning for murder, premeditated murder, and murder in perpetration of a kidnapping. I would expect the Judicial Commissioner to send those cases here, the clerk's office to send those cases here, as Your Honor stated. I would expect them to defer to Your Honor with regard to a bond setting on those cases. I think it would normally come to this court with no bond set. And I think it would make the most sense, just record keeping and everything else right now, to go ahead and show no bond set on this matter as well, so we get everything straight in the record.
Right, if there's going to be any motion filed to reduce bond or set no bond or revoke bond. I want it in writing, in the record, under the statute. A bond has been set by the Judicial Commission at this time. That's fine. If there's going to be any request by the defense to reduce the bond or change the bond, it must be in writing per the statute. If there's a request by the state to change the bond, increase it, revoke it, or anything like that, it must be in writing. So if you'll file your motion to have it in the record, then we can deal with that. It's not before me right now. The case is not in front of me, and it requires a written motion by counsel for the defendant, for the state, to file a written motion if there's going to be a change in pay. All right? Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, I'm assuming, we can't assume that the clerk's office is going to assign the case to this courtroom. I'll have to ask them to specifically do that. Unfortunately, too many times when cases are pending in one courtroom and a person's charged, the clerk assigns it to who's next on the assignment. So I'll have to make a phone call down to the clerk's office and request that they set the case if the charge has been filed. Set those cases with new charges in this court. It'll be on the docket in the morning. So I don't know if you want to hold this for the morning or
also ask that perhaps the court hear our motion tomorrow and just file the written motion.
Well, I'll take it up if and when it's filed and give the state an opportunity to look at it, read it, and see if they want to respond to it in writing. So let's don't do oral motions on the first day. Let's don't do that. Let me give the court in a proper status, proper way to consider any motions, okay? We'll take this up in the morning, and I'm assuming that the other case will be done. It's not before me right now. This is all hearsay. I'm hearing this from somebody else. I want it in the record. I want it before me before I make any rulings on anything like that. All right? We'll hold this for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Show this forward report with the appointment of counsel. You did sign on this case? September 7th, forward report back date, and I understand there's other charges forthcoming. Hopefully they'll be in this court tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We'll take it up at that time. Thank you.